Today we're going to talk about Buddha shoes or Zen shoes. Okay, now this is wonderful, Super Soul ladies. We all have to have a pair of these. As I mentioned in the previous videos, we are in, hands up if this is you, please. I'm in so much overwhelm. I'm not coping. There's too much going on and I'm taking strain, How many of you can honestly say that, even if you're not brave enough to tell everybody else, you can quietly just lift your hand and go, yep, that's me. And it really is such a common demise, especially for women. Oh man, I remember growing up in Zimbabwe, we used to have Friday afternoons off at work. My dad always used to play golf on Wednesday afternoons and on Friday afternoons, and I'm just like, I look at there's a beautiful golf course down here at a resort, and I go there for swimming and gym, and it's great. I love it. It's my place. It's been my saving grace, if I'm honest, over the years when things have got really tough, and I've had to wear my dig deep shoes and trying to find my wear my white rabbit shoes and trying to find out what the solutions are so that I could do that. But I look at that golf course, and it's a full golf course, and it's very, very popular, especially with overseas Japanese tourists actually thinking about it. But anyway, the point of it is that I look at those guys and I go, where do you find the time? Where do you find the time to do 18 rounds of golf? How did my dad do that? I mean, he owned his own business, okay? And this is one of the reasons that I wanted to own my own business as well, was to do that. But what I found is that there's so many expectations that you land up now, you got to be on tap all the time because your phone's on, okay? You got a mobile, so therefore you must be available. Well, no, we didn't have that back then. Back then, we didn't even have voicemail. It'd ring, and if you weren't there, it was those dial phones, those, and I even remember my old childhood number. I mean, that's how amazing it is, and they even had party lines. Did any of you, hello, say yes, party line, where it was a shared line? So we didn't have all the intrusions that we have today. And then there's the social media, and then there's all that whole training in the social media of, we want you to be a whole lot of what you aren't, and let's highlight all your inadequacies, and let's highlight what you are not, and therefore you should buy this product, and you should look like this, and you should make these changes to yourself. I really want to push push out to the world, and also to attract with the universe, get real, like a get real campaign. Like, it's like, let's get back to who we really are. Forget all of this nonsense about trying to be something in order, other than what I am, in order to be loved and appreciated. What a load of BS, like, seriously, what a load of friggin' crap, if you ask me. It's like, I'm so freaking over that. It's like, if I had put, like, as if super long, those crazy long, and I mean, like, I'm not having a go at people like, with false nails and eyelashes. It's like when they go over the top, where they can barely open their eyes. If you're doing it in moderation, totally fine. But it's like, why are we feeling the need to be something that we actually aren't? Why don't we just make the most of what we've got, And what happened to aging gracefully? This is the whole, I struggle with that. And it's like, we get so, because I coach so many people, I find that it's fracturing us way more than it ever used to before. And now you've got another social media platform where you can be influenced, and not in a great way. If it's all positive and it is enhancing you and it is connecting you to your inner being and to your centeredness and to who you are, fantastic. I love it. If it's your bag, go for it. If it's helping you be better than who you originally were, or making the most of who you are, fantastic. Go for it. But where it's like, oh no, I have to put implants in, and I have to make my butt bigger or smaller or different, or I don't know what it is. It's like, why, if God wanted that, he would have have been born with implants. That's just how I look at it. And so I want to get that Get Real campaign. This is what, like, get real with all of this stuff. It's like, get rid of all that crap, man. Like, let's get back to that inner zen. We've got to, and if more of us actually grounded ourselves and centered ourselves every single day, it makes us so much more resilient. Like, every single morning, without fail, I do my meditation. If I wake up late and I have to get the kids to school or do whatever, I do it afterwards. I find time in my day to be with my inner being, with God's source, whatever your label is. It's energy. It's that inner being. And if you think about it, when we come here, it's the little, the ovary and the sperm connect, and there's an electricity, a life force that comes together in that creates new life. Okay. And it pops out as a baby, and it's, and we go right through our entire life where the body just grows and grows and grows, but the energy is in there the whole time and has been in there from the get-go, before the get-go. So, we have to be able to reconnect to that inner being, that inner source, the God source, the higher being, the inner light, the guardian angels as well, whatever you want to call it. But it's being able to make time for that. And that inner connection, it honestly gives you like a sense of calm and centeredness throughout your being. And when you can tap that every day, even if it's for 10 minutes, it can give you the calm and resilience that you actually need in order to get through that day better. You will be a better mother, a better wife, a better partner, a better friend, a better boss, a better provider of services, whatever it is, when you can tap that inner calm, when you can tap your inner Buddha. Get in with your inner Buddha, tap into your Buddha, tap into your Zen. It's the balance, it's the calm, it's the quiet, and acknowledging it and loving it. And I would really suggest that you look up the japa meditation that Wayne Dwyer talks about. I bought his CD years ago, but I think it is actually available now on YouTube. You can just look it up. Really great for really busy minds, because there's two types of meditations. I find that people who have had a lot of trauma in their past, or secondly, are in polyvagal theory, which Stephen Porges is someone that you might want to look up. And hopefully I'll remember that I've mentioned him in this video, and I'll put the link in for you in the notes below. But he talks about how, in sympathetic mode, we go up onto the top of the curve, and then we drop down on the other side, and then we go into collapse mode. And when you're in that sympathetic mode, you can't see the wood for the trees. What happens is you're running away from the lion, and it's like whoop, and you get your blinkers on. You will not be able to be as resilient as you could be until you can and find solutions. If you want to get out of that zone, you're going to have to take those blinders off. And there's only certain ways you can do that. It's like breathing. It's those emotional resilience toolkit that I talk about, that they little exercises that I sell. They're little techniques and exercises and lessons that you can actually buy for, cheap as chips, man. I mean, if you can, anybody can buy it, buy it, and then you can use it on yourself. You can use it on your friends, your family, whoever. And when you get clear about these are the shoes, I'm now recognizing that I'm in my panic mode, and that I need to zen. I need to find my inner calm in order to be able to then wear my white rabbit shoes that I spoke about in the previous video. And when you get into that space of inner calm, you can go, I can breathe again. The blinders come off. And when the blinders come off, you can then slip on your white rabbit shoes and you can go, right, universe. And you tap in and you think about, light source, I'm protected. Nothing can get to me. I personally, and Wayne Dwyer talks about this as well, where you go up into the heavens and I call it like quantum squatting, squat in quantum space. And it is so blissful up there, man. I tell you, if you can do this is just amazing. I mean, it's like, you just want to spend more and more time there because it is away from all the chaos. It is calm. It is just a beautiful, calm space. It's like a warm blanket of protection. It's dark. You see the stars. You see the light. You see the moon. And you're closer to the inner source, the light that shines within. And then you can ask, you can put into that universal space, this is my problem. What ideas do you have for me to solve it? And just go quiet and listen. And it's sometimes you get the chatter, you get those parrot shoes coming back and you go, now the Buddhists and the Zen masters all talk about have it like a cloud, acknowledge it and just let it drift on past, or knock it away, just waft it away. And then thank you for that. I'll come back to you later. And then if it comes out, and then make time for that space. And if you do this enough, you'll get to a point where you will be able to sit in that space, that quantum squatting place, where your inner Zen can be tapped, your little Buddha, and you'll get, oh, that's a possibility, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, that's another possibility, I hadn't thought of that. And your white rabbit just suddenly pops up and it's like, oh, there's another solution, I could try that. Oh, that's a great solution to my work problem. Oh, that's a great solution to my child problem, behavioral problem, whatever it is that's going on for your life. So you just sit in the space of calm. Now, I will say that if you've had a lot of childhood trauma, you may find this actually a bit challenging to do because you don't want your mind to go quiet, because a lot of people feel that bad thoughts will come back in. So sometimes if you're one of those people who've had serious issues that have gone on in their previous in their childhood, or had some kind of, even an adulthood or something that's really upset you and you haven't gotten over it, you may want to go down the road of getting help for that. And that's entirely up to you. Go to a specialist who's trained. That quiet space might be a lot more challenging for you. So those people who have gone up over the top in Steve Porges' theory and gone down the other side, this is where they're starting to think suicide thoughts. This is where they're thinking self-harming, hopeless, can't see the wood for the trees. That quiet space, I find personally, doesn't always help them. They need guided meditations, and that's why something like japa, because it drowns out the noise. It's a technique that Wayne Dwyer learned, and it's you use it to drown out the noise, and then it allows for space in between the gaps. It's like going into, I think he calls it into the gap, and you dip into the gap for short periods of time where you can test out those waters and get an answer, and then come back out again, and then you make a noise again. Now, I'm sound sensitive, so I don't like it. It didn't work for me. I tried it, and I tried it for a lot, and then I thought, what, I'm just going to try it without doing all the japa noises, and it was way better. And I was like, oh, look, I can do that. And I do it where he talks about having like a trolley strap up into the sky, where in a bus you hold onto a leather strap and you pull yourself up, or to get your stability. And I think of it like a universal trolley strap or bus strap or whatever you want to call it, and I pull myself up into the quantum space to sit. Now I can get to a point where I don't even have to do that. I just drift on up, you know, and it doesn't take me long to actually get there now because I do it so often. And that will happen for you. But you've got to find your inner Zen. And I've got this really great picture, if I can find it. And again, I've got to remember that it goes with this video, so I'll do what I can to remember this, guys. The inner Zen Buddha, and he's great, and I use it when chaos comes, because it comes, man. You know, that's life. This is, you know, we all get presented with challenges and obstacles, whether we like it or not. And it's like, how are you going to deal with it, baby? How are you going to deal? And this is what this is all about, is like, yeah, well, I could wear those shoes. I can do these techniques, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. It was fine. I could handle it, okay? And you'll have little challenges, and then you'll have whoppers, okay? So I want to have it where it doesn't matter where you are on that scale, you can handle, you can cope. You're no longer in stress and overwhelm, and you've got the shoes that you want on your path going your way, you know? But this whole thing, like, you know, sometimes the whoppers come, and I've had this image often in my head where, you know, it's like I'm this there's a man, and he's sitting, you know, cross-legged in the middle, like the eye of the storm, you know, and as all this craziness is going on around him, but he's the eye, he's the center, he's the calm, he's the groundedness. And that's where I'd love to get you guys. And you can't do that if you don't meditate. I'll tell you now, whether it's guided meditation or where you can do mindful based meditation. I don't know which one it is that you want to do. You can try out both and see, you know, what's your inner Zen, what's your inner Buddha. You know, you've got to work out what's best for you. I want you, you know, they're your shoes. You know, this is what this is all about. You got to wear your shoes your way. I'm just saying, here's 2 different ways to get there. Which shoes work for you? Which Buddha shoes work for you? Is it the one that it's guided, or is it the one where it's mindful based, where it's quiet? So I found that these ones didn't work for me. These ones work for me, the mindful based ones, where it's total quiet, total Zen. I like to do it early morning before everybody gets up, where there's no noise outside, where I'm not distracted, where there's no phones, there's no people, there's no nothing, and I can just connect and get myself ready for the day. And you will find that if you do this often enough, you can do that up to 20 minutes a day. Sweet, you are doing really good, and you will see a magnificent difference in your life, trust me. So I love this pair of shoes. These are my favorite. Everybody should have them. Every lady, every gent, everybody out there should have them. So if you found this useful, please will you like, share, subscribe. Can you also please refer this to somebody, share it with somebody that you think were like, you know what, hey, I've got a friend, you know, who maybe we could try this guided meditation thing that Vicki Jane's talking about, you know. Oh yeah, do you know what, she's got this group, you know, this Facebook group, you know, Vicki Jane Facebook group, full of super soul sisters. I could do with some of that support. Maybe there's other people who want to do online meditation with me, or even offline. I found a wonderful member in my hood that, you know, we could actually meditate together if we're struggling, you know. So just take that next step. Don't just listen to it. Do something for yourself. Share with somebody else that you think this could make a difference to, and just get the word out there. This is what it's about. You know, we've got to get to a place where, you know, I saw with the pandemic, like the wheels really came off a lot for a lot of people. You might have been one of them. And it's like, how can we not have that happen again? How can we have it where, like, that happens, and it was like, okay, I'm going to make lemonade. It's not great, but it's, you know, lemons make lemonade. It's not ideal, but I know that I can wear these shoes. I've got my emotional toolkit here that Vicki, you know, that I've got from Vicki Jane. I'm part of a support network group full of super soul sisters who all think the same way as I do, and we're all going to support each other so that we're not disconnected. I'm not trying to tough it out on my own, and life will just be so much easier. Does that sound good? If it does, thumbs up please, people. And please add some comments, and if you're in you know, YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. And if you're in Facebook, thank you very much. And if you're not in my Facebook group, please hop over and join us there. Love to meet you. Please let us know who you are, and reach out, and I look forward to meeting you one day. Okay, namaste.